One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. G
What
Nice, what's the
up?
word?
Hey, same old man. You know how it is. Midweek. Um, Shoot. I hope everybody is making it through.
Man,
But
that's
that's
it.
it.
I swear that's it. Man, it's
What's
been so crazy, man. I was doing haircuts and I was doing my little training for today. And so that's just for this week. I got to train first shift until next week. Then I'll be on third shift. I'm out here at Craft, man, for third shift. And I just picked that up this week. You dig what I'm saying? Trying to
a
make
good
some other
move?
moves. Yeah. All right. And so that was the wrong one. But yeah, what's going on for the day? What's the word? What's happening?
What has really been going on? Well, I mean, we lost Tina today.
Tina Turner?
Yeah.
She died?
Yeah, she died.
No, well, I did not know. Right.
Yeah, she died today. She kicked it. So
Damn,
I
she
think she
kicked it.
said she had been sick for a while. So yeah, but she went on and punched it out. But yeah, so that's a hard thing for us.
Hold on. What does punch it out mean? What is it? Is that a cool way to label a death? Like
I
she
mean,
punched
it's
it out?
her time card.
He listening to you, man. She,
What? I mean,
Tina
you.
deserve a little bit more respect.
Hey, she has my respect. I'm just saying that's kind of what happened. I mean, she went ahead and she clocked out for the
Oh man,
forever.
little cousin, what's going on? Great day. You definitely right about that. It was a great day.
Is it though?
I mean, today. I mean, you know what? Whenever it's going down and it's busy, I can dig it. You know what I mean? I guess I gotta love it. You know what I mean? And so I
Man,
had some people, man, that was supposed to tap in with us today. You know what I mean? We was gonna try to pick up on that little conversation that we was having, and I was hoping that somebody would have definitely, you know what I mean, tapped in. We had local low sister. She said she was gonna tap in. She's got an issue that she wanted to talk about. And then Katie, where you at? You know what I mean? We on. It's 7 o'clock. I mean, we on like right now.
man.
And so
They never where they supposed to be when they supposed to be.
right.
Hey, well, while we waiting
Okay,
on
there
that,
goes somebody. There go Katie
oh,
right there.
oh,
You just
oh,
spoke her up. Let
oh, you super excited about that
okay,
too.
Katie. I
Who
want
is
you to just
Katie? I need to know who Katie is because you
Katie,
super
she
excited about that.
listen, but no, she's always paying attention to the podcast. She's always tapping in, and she said some cool stuff last week. And so I told her this week we want to have her, you know what I mean, go vocal. And so right now, Katie, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start off showing this video as soon as it process, and then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring you in, and then I want you to speak on it because this is a really super ignorant stereotype.
Oh God, yeah. All
Oh
right, let's
man,
see.
this
Let's see
I,
what foolishness you got.
okay. This is the ignorant one, and then I'm gonna show you this one from this other chick. But let's check this one out.
All right.
Women love black men because of the power dynamic, because white women have never had any power over men in their lives. Because obviously all the white men in their lives have always had all the power over them. So white women have whiteness over black men. And obviously to be in any sort of like control feels good, especially when you're used to never being in control. White women feel safe with black men, not only because of the hypermasculinity that they believe black men exhibit, but because of the whiteness and power they hold over black men. This is why also white women can still be racist and be with black men and be like conservative white women will be like married to a black man. And this is why white women love their black sons and hate their black daughters. Black sons give you access to the patriarchy, they give you power, whereas black daughters don't.
Bro, I never heard so
Well,
much foolishness.
yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say, man. She out of her goddamn mind. She sound crazy as hell.
Katie, where did you go to? We was about to bring you on, so I seen you. You know, Katie.
Yeah.
Katie,
Well,
I can see you. That's what we call backstage, and then I'll tap you in, and then you would have been there. You was there, Katie. Come back because I wanted you to speak on that.
come
And
back.
and then the one thing that she said is that that's why they love their black sons, but they hate their black daughters.
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That whole, I don't know who this chick is or what commune in Utah that she grew up on. I don't know who she knows or whatever, but none of that makes sense to me, man. She kind of out there. Yeah, no. First, I mean, the concept of having dominance over a man based on ethnicity doesn't make sense. Now,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? No, we don't put up with any more bullshit than anybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and if they are feeling that, if she's speaking that way, then that means that speaks to who she's dealing with, right? So
Probably
she
so.
must be talking about dudes that she got to buy PS5s for. That may give you some power, right? If you paying some car payments or they driving your car, but yo, the dudes that's out here getting it on, we don't need that.
A
I'm
real man,
I'm
that's definitely not no real
look,
man.
I
He ain't
will I will never be beholden to a woman, and I don't want no woman to be beholden to me, right? I don't want that. Hey, let's be a team. Let's do it
mm.
that way. But this whole concept of somebody needing to be over somebody is weird to me. I don't get it.
But the one of the biggest things that kind of like went crazy for me is she says because they can still be racist and then be with the black man. It's like I don't understand that. That was kind of like really stupid to me. So it's like, okay, so you're racist in your heart, and so you want to be over this guy. And are you saying that you really want to try to go back to slave roots to say that I'm lording it
Yeah.
over this black guy and that I got power over him and I love the sons because then you went left field on me there because they got a
Yeah.
hierarchy and then you hate the black daughters. It was like,
None of that
where is
shit
she?
made any. Yeah, I mean, she over there with bath salts or some shit. I don't know what's wrong with her.
Or a huffing gas
But
or something.
yeah,
You
that's what
dig
she
what I'm
doing.
saying?
She out
So
there by the tailpipe, and but is as far as the concept of what she was saying, can still be racist. Now,
right,
some of that can apply because we all know the thing that you'll get from some white people being like, well, you're not like the other ones. You're not like the rest, right? You're not
right.
that. You're different. No, how am I different? I'm the same. I mean, if you saw me walk down the street, what would be different about me than somebody else? So some of that can ring true. Um, and you see it in affluent, areas where they kind of operate like that. They feel safe around you. Don't feel safe around me because I will harm you worse than the other dude. Like, don't you should not feel
Okay,
safe around me.
give me an example of what you mean. Are you saying that she feel like okay, being with a black guy, that's gonna automatically give her that she got a go a die hard guy. You dig what I'm saying? He don't take no
Well,
stuff. He, you know what I
no,
mean?
no, that's the path to be like, I'm not racist because look,
I date a
right?
black guy.
Yeah, like I can't be racist. I have that, I can't be, and it's kind of like this whole concept of trophies, and allows you to perpetuate this whole idea of being so-called allies, which is not that. I tell Ann all the time, no, don't do that. Don't do any of this. Sit your ass back and do what you can do behind the scenes. But there's nothing worse than seeing part-time advocates of it, right? I
Right,
mean, you'll get a lot of white chicks jump up and they all out here holding picket signs and, protesting and all that shit and taking selfies and everything, and then they go back home and their lives
right,
are the same, right?
right,
So you felt like you did something good because, oh, I went out and I protested this wrong, but what you doing tomorrow? Same thing you did yesterday.
right,
Your lives aren't threatened. You don't feel endangered. You can get out here and walk at any given time of the night, and you okay.
right.
We can't do that.
And so, are you saying that comes like on issues like this, for instance, police brutality? Are you?
All of it. Yeah. I mean, and you get a lot there. So when you talk about like women's issues, right? There's been a long-standing thing where black women are like, "Yo, white women only get involved when it's something that directly affects them. They don't realize that, all right, they The people that were keeping women from voting were the people these people were married to.
Come back, Katie. I see you. I seen you when you
Right.
was backstage. I just got to tap you in. I was trying to show the commercial, then I was gonna get your advice on it. So jump
But
backstage. What's CG will be here in a minute. I just got a text from her. CG will be here in a minute. Come on back, Katie. We got another lady friend that's gonna come, and then we just wanna. I want to be able to question you and ask you some stuff. But okay, so this is where I wanted to ask you. Okay, so as Ann, as your wife,
mm,
are you saying basically you don't want her to stand up for like any you don't want her to go to bat for any like black issues?
I'm not saying that. No, definitely go to bat, but be conscious of how you're doing it, right?
Right.
There, you don't have to be.
Y-
You
Hold on, G Nice, real quick. Katie, you were in. Whatever you did before, I seen you. I just didn't push your button to let you back in. You was already in, sweetheart. I seen you. You was back here. So whatever you did, do it again. You did what I'm saying? Just do it, redo it. All right. Now, okay. So now
No,
go
I'm
ahead.
saying don't overdo it. If you really want to make a change in it, do it behind the scenes. And that's why I tell her, there are ways that you could be supportive of the causes without getting out here with all of these so-called allies that are basically doing it as a PR stunt or to make themselves feel good about what they allow to go on. And that's what I was saying about, when women didn't have the right to vote or anything like that. The people that were keeping that from happen were married to these dudes, right? So they kind of
Mhm.
vote for it. And that's the same thing that you see happening right now when you get people that are still voting Republican. They are voting against their own rights, best
Right.
interests. And that's crazy to me. But they're so ingrained in it, in this fear factor of black people, brown people are all, the enemy, and they're scary and they're doing this. And these women don't typically feel that way, but they voting for their husband, the way they operate. So you can't call yourself a feminist if you're still being controlled by a man.
Okay. All right. I can dig that. I guess the reason why I was trying to figure it out because some of my people that's up in Iowa City, like say Dr. Mariel Cohen, I
Mhm.
mean, she will stick her neck out for some issues, and I mean,
Well, for
I
sure.
know I know that she's super duper authentic.
Hmm.
When you talk to this lady, uh, she loves from the inside, and she just don't know, man. I'm talking about she used to come inside the prison and she used to be up close and personal with like killers. You know what I mean? With like a little pamphlet, with like a songbook, like, hey, smile it in their face, like sing this. And they looking at her but she don't understand. She like, I
Right.
just feel like I do music. I'm a music, I got a
Like, why
PhD in
not?
music. And this is my therapy in prison is that I try to get us all to join our voices together and sing. And so she'll be up close and personal. And I mean, one time they came to Anamosa, and like Anamosa is max. And,
Yeah.
and the guys and the officers was looking at like was like, hold on, they can't do this. Like, what are they doing? Like, don't they know? Like, hold on, you ain't supposed to be up on them close. And they got to talking to each other.
Ain't
Then
nobody
they
gonna
talk to
harm her.
somebody, and they like, man, you know what I mean? But she didn't know. Only thing man, she walking around everybody. She's giving them pamphlets. She's got these people singing, and these are like this dude. He's got double murder. He's got a double L on him. He's got murder. He got 180 years, and they just like a woman in prison, and we get to smell her, and you know what I mean? They
They
don't
like,
know.
bet.
They
Yeah.
like, man, are you serious? Because they never had it like that. Now, like Oakdale, that was more minimum, so they can come
Yeah.
inside the prison and be inside rooms, and they can be up close and personal with these guys because they records ain't bad. But then all of a sudden, somebody approved them to come into Anamosa. And what did they what did they do that for? They never let them back. Like they
Like,
was like, you're never coming back in here. Like,
uh-uh.
because we
Yeah.
we don't there's certain things that we just don't do. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not
Like,
I mean, I'm not against anything like that, and I encourage it. I'm just saying, know your role of helping further the cause,
right,
right? You can't let your feelings overwhelm what the cause is,
right,
because then that's making it about you, and it's not about you. Your feelings being hurt are not the
right.
same as somebody losing their kid
Yep.
or
Yeah.
somebody feeling like they can't drive.
Yeah.
in the
And
area that they pay for, and just respect and understand the
yeah.
difference in it.
And then like also like stepping up to the cause is like one thing, but you can never empathize with what
No,
we go through. You know what I mean?
you can
But let me
sympathize, but you can't empathize.
yeah, yeah, you can't empathize with that. Let me ask you this. Has anybody ever tried to get down on you for you and your wife or you know what I mean about y'all being married? Has anybody ever
Oh,
brung anything racist to you?
man, you know what? The thing is, I get it from black people. I don't get it.
That's okay. Yeah, so okay. So like
Yeah, a
what's
ton
about
of that.
from
Well,
from people that we know or just you just saying
oh,
in general?
absolutely. No, people that I know
Right.
is I'm not saying it's anybody that's particularly close. Nobody that I'm close with has ever
Right.
had an issue with that. They ride with what I do just like I ride with what they do. But it's like I'm talking about like people you went to high school with and stuff like that, or you maybe knew. But that's what I was talking about on the other podcast. Now um, who I'm married to invalidates my thought process or understanding or experiences as a black man, right?
Right.
I'm like, that don't make any. I mean, you know what? Like 6 months before I got married, y'all was gravy with me, and everything was good. But now my experiences aren't the same, and that's cool. You'll get it. I mean, I'm sure she just
Like
got
your
it on the
wife
side.
don't discredit like your
But
that
but
can't just
but that's a lot of the bitterness, and then we talked about that. Like there are some, like women that are just pissed off about it. Like, oh, all the good men are gone. No, you got two BDs in prison. Like that ain't my fault. That don't got nothing to do with me. I didn't put them there. I didn't make you
right.
have kids with them. How you gonna get mad at me? And I had the one chick that said, got on that. Oh, and you did this, and this doesn't count, and all that, and you don't get to speak. I'm like, what is your bitterness? I'm like, I never was interested in you in the first place.
Right.
I
So
don't give a damn. Hell, I mean, if you think that I'm all about white women, you could be white, and I still wouldn't want you. So how about that? If that's what we're going with right now is your argument, I still won't want nothing to do with you because I don't want nothing to do with you. So
yeah.
it's that. I mean, you're gonna get it. It's a struggle from the outside, but I mean, people who know who you are, right?
Right.
I mean, nobody should judge you on anything like that. I don't owe anybody shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and the people, these chicks that get mad, it's like, okay, who would you like me to marry?
Right.
Point them out, because it's not gonna be you,
Right.
because I don't
And
like you like that, and you look like a rug.
listen, I, I got a guy who's just in a
A
chair.
old rug. All right.
My guy, he was just in the chair, and this is my brother. You know what I mean? I met him when I was at Sterlite, but now we go to church together. This is my guy. Like he's super cool. He always come and get his haircut. Him and his son, and his wife is white. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just putting a bug in his ear, and we was rapping about it. You know what I mean? And you know me and him, of course, we coming from a spiritual perspective, and like I told him, I said, you know something, man, to me you better try to love who loves you back, who treats you with that type of love that you know what I mean, that feels like okay, I'm ready to ride this wave out with you. Like and so until the casket drop, it's me and you. I trust you in this fight of life. You dig what I'm saying? I like this about you. I love this about you. I love how you do this and that. You make me better over here. I make you better over there. And when you look at it like that, that can't be based off of color. Because like you said, even with Shorty, I done had some of the baddest experience with black women. Now I love all races. I'm just saying, but I done had some really bad experience with black women. You dig what I'm saying? To the point where it's just like, don't try to just say just because you black that should make you, love who you love. I think and that's the reason why I
Yeah.
wanted CG on here because she's vice versa. Her fiance is white. You dig what I'm
Okay.
saying? And he's a man of God. She says she'll be on in a minute, and so that kind of balance it out and then give like different perspectives. Then Katie, she can
W-
kind of talk and say, why do she date black men?
Well,
Because
some of this though, I mean, when you get a lot of black women that talk that to you, it's a sense of entitlement. Why do you feel like you entitled to a certain pool of people? Like,
right,
how dare you not do this? Why do you care who somebody else is with? I mean, I don't get it. I mean, Wells Fargo send me a statement every month. I mean, why don't y'all be concerned about my mortgage payment?
Real talk. Like
Let's do that. Let's
if you
if
in
we
my
gonna
business,
yeah, if
yeah,
we gonna talk about something, let's sit down and talk about that.
right,
Other than that, yo, go do your thing and stop being bitter. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I mean, what are you bitter about?
yep. And
You know,
I'm gonna show you this other one, and I kind of wish that they would have popped up, but I want you to check out what she said because this one right here, you know what I mean. She made some sense, and you know she was cool with it. But just check her out, then we'll dissect it.
for sure.
Hey, TikTok. I just got a little story to share right quick. I just got finished shopping at Walmart, just getting a few things, a few items for the week. And as I was shopping um, in Walmart, I did see a black man with a white woman. The white woman he was with, she was busy shopping, well, looking for the items. He was with her and he glanced at me. And I said, hello. When people look at me, I say hello. Um, he didn't speak. He averted his eyes away from me. And I was like, hmm. And I noticed that's like the second time that I have spoken to a black man that was with a white woman. Um, all I'm going to say is this: I don't care. And I think I can speak for a majority of black women. I don't care if you choose to date outside your race, black me. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I think that people should date whoever they want to. But if we say hello to you, don't be afraid to speak back. I'm not trying to holler at you. I'm not trying to start anything with you. I'm from the South. I'm polite. When I see somebody that look at me, I say hello. That's it. That's all. Not trying to berate you, say that you're a race trader. To be quite honest with you, I don't give a damn who you date. I really don't. So please, black men who date outside your race, if a black woman speaks to you and say hello, don't be afraid to speak back. You're okay. You're fine. That's it. That's all. Bye.
All right.
Okay,
So
now we got Katie back.
all right, well, we got her. I'm gonna speak on this. She's absolutely correct, and I think it's weird when people do that. One of the things early on with Anne that was new to her is that black people speak to black people, whether you know
Hmm.
them or not, right? If you pass somebody going in the grocery store or something like that, it's always a nod or something like that. And she was like, she never realized that that was a thing because white people don't do that. So I've never been. I mean, I will always acknowledge a sister or a brother,
Hmm.
always, no matter where. If I haven't seen you at, oh, what was that?
Hey, that's that's my man. Hold on.
Jesus, like,
Hey,
oh, that's your boy from
hey,
last week that was yelling?
hey, song of the summer.
Man, you
But
gonna have him yell at us some more?
hold on. Let me bring Katie in while she on deck
Bring her in.
because we got her here, and I just want to get
Let's
her
get
on
her
in
before
place
she
of it.
drops.
Katie Mack, what's the word?
Hey, hey, how are
What
you?
up?
Man, we glad that you can pull up, man. What's the word? How you feeling?
I'm good, good. Just chilling
Okay,
today.
so when you did cut off like backstage, was you still watching what we was talking about?
I was trying to get my browser. It kept saying that the microphone wouldn't be on and stuff, and
So
I
did you
had
at
a.
least hear the black lady what she said?
I didn't, unfortunately.
Okay, well, you know what I'm gonna do? I want to go back to this other lady because she said some really stupid stuff. And then me and you and G Nice will talk. Let me show this one again, in case you know, because we got more people that's popping in too. So let's get back
Okay.
to it.
women love black men because of the power dynamic, because white women have never had any power over men in their lives. Because obviously all the white men in their lives have always had all the power over them. So white women have whiteness over black men. And obviously to be in any sort of like control feels good, especially when you're used to never being in control. White women feel safe with black men, not only because of the hypermasculinity that they believe black men exhibit, but because of the whiteness and power they hold over black men. This is why also white women can still be racist and be with black men. And be like conservative white women will be like married to a black man. And this is why white women love their black sons and hate their black daughters. Black sons give you access to the patriarchy. They give you power, whereas black daughters don't.
Hey, man, that was a bunch of foolishness. First, she says because first, white women never had control over anybody. And then she says not only because they feel safe when they with black guys because of the masculinity, she says, but they feel more empowered. They feel like they have power over a black man. Katie, ask you a question. Have you always dated black men, or have you dated a white man before?
I have dated a white man. We weren't sexual by any means. As to being sexual and being in relationships, I have been mainly with black men.
What
All
were you
my
guys? Were
children
you
are.
coworkers? Were you guys coworkers? If you weren't sexual, I don't know what was going on.
No,
Mailman or?
we weren't coworkers. I was only like 17 years old.
Right.
Oh,
He
okay.
was 25, and
I'm just asking questions. That's all.
no, you good, you good. No, we had met with from parents, and where I was in for about a year and a half. I was sent away to a Christian home away from home, to deal with some of some of the stuff that because I've dealt with trauma since 13, and
Okay.
I when they put me into Davenport North High School, I just I wasn't promiscuous by any means, but I was very flirtatious. I was very try to get men's attention,
Okay.
preferably from the black men boys, because a lot of the white boys didn't like me. I've always been kind of thicker. Um, and my parents couldn't ever understand why. I was raised to not, to love everybody, so they're not racist by any means. But I was raped at 13 by a black man.
Okay.
And I always grew up knowing that it wasn't his race that made him do what he did. If it was the color, not I mean the heart. Because white men rape as much as a black
Yeah.
or Mexican or anything else. So
Yeah.
there was just a different dynamic when I went into high school. So I got sent away for like a year and a half to get my mind right. And for me to come home, I could only go to a Christian school. I was not
Okay.
able to go back into public school, which I wasn't very happy, but I wanted to be home, so I did. And that's how I met the guy. And we were engaged to be married, but obviously I broke that off.
Okay. Now listen, I want you to hold on real quick. There's a conversation that's going on with you and Benito over here on the side. And y'all talking about social media. Let me bring my sister CG in. CG done already
Yeah,
been on the stage. So let me bring her in real quick. And then I got something I want to ask you real quick.
let's join us.
CG, what's the word, baby?
What up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
How you doing? You good?
I'm good. I'm
I like
good.
them glasses. Them glasses pretty fly. You look like Mary or something.
Thank you. Thank
There it
you.
is. Okay, so
Absolutely.
Katie, this is CG. CG, this is
Hey,
Katie. And
hey,
so
Katie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
that's
doing good. Mr.
all
G Nice, how are
What
you?
up? I'm good. How are
Hey,
you?
I'm
all right.
good. I'm
Yeah.
good.
So there it is. So now listen to this, Katie. From your perspective, on your opinion, why do you feel like it that you have a love for like black men? When you out and you looking for men, I'm just saying, do you necessarily that's all you date is black men, or that's who you've been, you know what I mean, picking, since you've been dating, since that 17 little spill that you had?
I would say I've never really. I think I've only had really one white man approach me, and that was back when I was 17. A lot of the white guys that would talk to me now, I'm more into the R&B, soul, the gospel, old gospel, the wine-ins, just
Yes,
everybody.
sir.
And a lot of people that, and my amongst my white friends, they just kind of looked at me like I was different. Like I didn't listen to you know, my favorite boy band was Boys and Men. You
Right.
know,
Yep.
there's what I don't even know half of them. NSYNC,
But I'm
Black.
saying, so is it safe to say, like, okay, so since this has been the type of music that you love too, so obviously these are the videos that you watch. So you peep the swag and this and that. And so when you do date a man, and I mean, it's normal because shoot, when you listen to music, you know, how many people didn't love like Mary? Like if I seen a Mary Blige, you dig what I'm saying? Looking like that's who I, you dig what I'm saying? So it could be like that.
And one of my biggest things is I felt, judged more by the white men. You're too big.
Okay.
You don't, you got too much, in the back, or, you don't look right. You don't, the ones I would mainly like, oh, well, they're, oh, maybe I'll try, but there was always something wrong with me. But any of the black men I have been with, or even just in general, I've always felt more welcomed, not, in a sexual manner, not in a, I want to get with you, but just they, I'm accepted,
Okay.
All right.
not for,
I can
my,
respect that.
I just felt like I could be myself.
Okay.
There's different, I like a variety of music. There's, some people were amazed I even have mixed kids, because I act like Katie.
Right.
I don't act
And,
like, emulate somebody
but
that I'm.
But you know something, I think that's what me and G Nice was really rapping about.
Yeah.
I can respect that because you like who you like, but like you said, the meat of the situation is I act like Katie. And so Benita, I want you to do me a favor. I sent you a link. If you want to jump in here, because I mean your conversation is necessary. So, you know, I want to read something that Benita said, and then CG, I want you to speak on it too from your perspective. And I'll talk to it in a minute. But hold on, listen to this. She says, replying to Benita, Greg says, young black women aren't submissive, black women are too headstrong, etc. Benita says,
No,
um,
she said that. I didn't say
right.
that.
Okay,
All
yeah. So
right. No,
all right,
I
let
would
me
never
see.
say
So
anything foolish as that. Uh,
but I want to hear what she said though. She says something that I want to get, and I'm mixing maybe it went somewhere. Oh,
well,
here it
figure
is.
out.
I got it. 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 Okay, Benita. She says, Greg Young,
You
black
literally
women
just
are.
had that up here.
I know, but I'm saying you didn't say that. I said that you said it. So
Okay.
I want to make sure that we
All
say that
right.
Benita said it. She says, Greg Young, black women aren't submissive. Black women are too headstrong, etc., etc. Just love who you love without the theatrics. And so I understand you on that point right there, Benita.
Who's
Um,
yeah,
but when you say black women are too headstrong,
that's
it
listen.
kind of makes it seems like it's kind of like a jab, like you dig what I'm saying, as if you know, like
Yeah.
some
It's
yeah,
a definite jab.
it's a
It's a
Yeah,
it's
it
a
definite
is.
jab.
it's a jab. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I sent her the link. So you dig what I'm saying? If
It's
she want, because
disrespectful. I mean,
sometimes in text you don't get the whole beside it. You know what I mean?
no,
You can
I
send a
think we
text
getting
and it
it.
could
I
be
think we getting it because we've been going back and forth. You can see I've been going back and forth with her on this,
right, but everybody
and
can't see it. Okay, but
well,
go ahead.
I don't understand what her
She said that's the
direct
narrative,
issue.
not my opinion. So okay,
Narrative by who? I mean, what's the narrative? Where? What circles are you moving in that's the narrative? Because it doesn't happen in any circles I've been. It doesn't operate that way in any circles of people that I know. I
but
have
remember
family in
those three
Mississippi.
chicks? Remember those three chicks that we had last week? That was on there and I did the little commercial and they was just like
Oh, and that
because
was
black
those were
they was
black
like
women.
black girls talk back and they can't, you know what I mean, we ain't submissive like
That
white
was out of
girls
their
are.
mouths.
You dig what I'm
That
saying?
no,
Okay,
yeah,
you see
no.
that?
I mean, yeah, I see what you said.
Benita, I
Society,
sent you the
no.
link. Well,
I
I'm
mean,
just saying I wanted her to kind of like because a lot of times you can say more than what you can text and like fingers. Sis, let me
then
ask you a
bring your
question.
ass. Bring your ass.
I gave her the text.
I mean,
See,
if you gonna talk shit, come on out here and do it in the open. Let's do it
Oh,
here so we can get
wow.
a proper context in what you're saying. Now, I don't want anything you say to be misconstrued. So just come on out, and that way I can get the proper understanding of what your actual point was.
Okay.
So
So
this is your opportunity.
in the meantime, CG, it's inside your messenger. I just sit it inside your messenger. So check your messenger. It's in there right now. CG, let's switch lanes.
Go ahead.
You got a big event coming up.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, and if you've seen some of the commercials, I put love is love. You know what I
Right.
mean? And love shouldn't have no color because number one, you dig what I'm saying? Who's to say who you're gonna have a feeling with or who you choose to be your teammate for life? That's gotta be a personal decision. That can't
Mhm.
be a decision where I gotta listen to you because you like, oh man, you over there talking to this white dude. Oh, you over there talking to you don't know nothing about Shorty. You don't know what they
Nah,
doing for me or how they how they make me feel or how they moving in my life, how beneficial they are to me. So give me your outtake.
My outtake on it is true. Love is love, and you just have to love who you love. And I agree with what you said. Love who loves you back, and do it like that. But see, here's the problem. Um, we got to get an understanding on your bring upbringing whenever when you're doing the mixed cultures. I understand it because, like I said, he, my sweetheart is white and half Hispanic.
Okay.
So I'm asking him questions like, dead to dead. I mean, all this extra stuff because I'm a believer, so I'm not gonna be unequally yoked. So I'm asking these questions so I can get an understanding. Is your people prejudiced? I mean, do they like black people? What's up? These are the questions you have to ask before you
those
get
are
into it because that's their family.
Right.
right,
Yeah,
right.
and then if you want friction all the time, you just they just gonna have to step who I got. No, you need to let me know because if y'all hanging strings and not in a good way, then I don't want a part of it. You know what I mean?
Word life.
I got
I
I, I
feel
got a lot
that.
to live
I
for.
feel
We
that.
are
I
not
feel that
going
all
to do
day.
that.
Right.
We're not going
You
to
said
do
hanging
that.
strings in the wrong
If you
way
hanging
Yeah,
strings in
in
the
the
with the
wrong
wrong
way,
noose.
way.
hey,
Yeah, like
I'm just saying.
yeah.
I live in the
Hey,
South.
Right,
I live in the
right.
South.
keep it
Word.
100. Keep it
Listen,
100.
we
Yeah.
didn't have Jim Crow. Come on now. Let's not forget Emmett
Hey,
Till. Come on now.
hey,
All right.
And
sundown towns.
nobody went down, and the woman just died a couple of weeks ago that lied on him.
Right.
Telling you, sundown
You know what
towns
I'm talking
still
about?
exist.
So
They
these
still
are
exist.
necessary conversations we got to have before we move forward. Yeah, I can love who I love, but let's not be naive and let me out here. Look here.
Oh
Everybody's
no.
not gonna like it. It's everybody's relationship, but we got to understand on the inside, everybody's not gonna like it. We're gonna stand together, 10 toes straight to the ground, or we're gonna let it collapse. We got to make a choice right now.
Right.
And it just is
Word.
what it is because I do have a Caucasian friend. I call her my sister. She adopted a black girl, and her daughter is white. The biological one's white. So she had to talk to the cops in my hometown in Greenfield. Hey, this is mine too, just because she black. But she had to have a different conversation with her white daughter. I don't
Mm-hmm.
like that, and I
Right.
agree with G Nice. They can walk down the street and be fine. Ain't nobody finna mess with them, whether it's police or a civilian. But
Mm-hmm.
we
Well,
got to teach our children, our
Kids,
black
you got a
children, because they
target on
consider
your back.
mixed children black too. We got to
Yeah.
teach
well,
them a little bit different because
I
they're
can.
out here hunted and hunted down and like for
Yeah,
prey.
I
Yeah.
can tell you. I mean, my personal experience. My son was here. He lived here for about 6 years, and it was difficult because I have two white stepdaughters, and it was difficult trying to explain to him why he can't do certain things. And
Mm,
I'm like, you can't know. I'm like, he wants to be out, and I'm just gonna go to the skate park or whatever and hang out there, and I'll be back at 9. You'll do no such thing. You will be at home before it gets dark. You cannot be wandering around here like
Mm.
that,
Right.
and
mhm,
you can't do that. And I was trying to. It's the crazy shit that we have to do.
mhm,
I'm like, yo, I need to keep you on the proper path. I need to monitor some of your dress. And it's dumb that we have to do that. But I'm like, I don't want your teachers looking at you, writing you off just because of what they see of you. And he had a hard time with that.
mm,
But I'm like, yeah, it ain't fair. But this is reality, sir. You can't
mhm,
cut through these neighborhoods walking home from school because you have a backpack. And if you have a backpack and you don't have the sense that we do on it, you'll reach for that backpack and you'll die.
mhm,
So this is a trade-off. I put you in a very decent school district, a very safe neighborhood, but you're technically not safe. And that's the same thing I deal with on my own.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So what do we really strive for, right? We want to elevate and get ourselves into these areas, but we're never welcome in these areas. We're always just outsiders. Doesn't matter how much property taxes you pay, where you are, what you're driving, we are still not welcome in these
mm-hmm.
areas. And so what do you do for your kids? Oh, I could easily take you, to school in my end, I'm saying on the Missouri side, that the school is shit. You're not even, they don't even have, they couldn't even do anything for these kids when, COVID was on. They didn't have any devices for them or anything. I could take you over there and you could see a lot of people that look like you, but how is that going to help you going forward? So are we just being around black people for the sake of being around black people? Or there are black people you can find in these different areas that are doing it. Same school that he was in, but it's what are you looking for? So it is difficult. It's very difficult when you're trying to um, marry that aspect of it because it's entirely different worlds, right?
Right.
It
But let
is.
me ask Katie this though. So when you date outside of your race, how does your family accept it? And because remember you said that you was raped at 13 years old by a black guy. Does that pain still, what I mean, taunt your family members and stuff like that? So if they see you with a black person now, do they call you ignorant? Do they feel like you? What do they say to you?
Um, I think my parents are more concerned at the fact of my choice of men that I have been with that have been toxic, whether it's a narcissist. I've had some domestic abuse in my, history. They never, they know it's a heart thing. Again, I can name off white men that have that that beat on women,
Right,
that rape
exactly.
women.
Eh,
Uh, Newsflash: slavery,
say that.
Haitians, they rape black women. It's sad. It's a sad truth, but white men rape. White men hurt women. What hurt each other, vice versa. So it's a heart issue,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and for the most part, I mean, they love their grandbabies.
Right.
I think their hope is that I find my self worth and find who God has for me, like that can match my vibe
Right.
Mm-hmm.
and
Well,
do what
why
God destined for me through who He has for me.
why would they
Right.
feel like you don't that you need to find your self-worth? You don't have your self-worth currently?
Well, I was raised without a dad for
Join the
many
club.
years. Uh,
I said join the club.
yeah, but I think not having that, I sought that. I sought a
Okay.
fatherly, a love that I didn't think I had that I thought I could find within a man. Which
I
Right.
got you.
now being
Got you.
almost 42, it's not going to happen. And my stepdad stepped in and took over. When I was about 7, we didn't get along for the longest time, but once we came to, and especially when I started having my kids, it totally changed. And, he loves his grandkids, and
Yep.
I,
I
I
see you.
think
Hold on, real
I
quick. Real quick. Benita, I see you. Soon as she get done talking, I'm gonna introduce you to the club too. So you can come on in here. Keep going. Now you said your
you
stepdad.
know yeah, and so I think with them it's just like I see my worth. I see, you know it's like I can tell myself I deserve better, but sometimes when you're used to the toxicity, or
Mm-hmm.
um that they say that you love them and you're in love with that person, you want to change them. I'm kind of a fixer. I'm an empath. I want to see I see the best in somebody,
Okay.
Me
and I
too.
see, like somebody that I was with for 5 years. I saw the potential, but it came to realization that I can't make somebody change. You
Okay.
can't make anyone change unless they want to change.
All
You
right. Well,
know,
let me bring
Support-
Benita
You can
in
let
so we
well
can stay the course. Go ahead. You want to
you
speak to that?
yeah, no, what I wanted to say about that is you're absolutely right. You can't make anybody change, and kind of what we were just talking about, this whole conversation is about finding people that are supportive of what you want to do, people that you can support what they want to do, and just trying to work together. And there's no way that you could just pick certain people for that. Who you
Right.
want, who you vibe with, right? You could sit down at a table with somebody and their 5 minute conversation can make you feel like I want to have 5 more minute conversations with this person and
Right.
10 minute conversations with them. And now I want to talk to them for years and I want to be with this person. But it's not dependent on what they look like. If people walk
Nope. Right.
past people based on what they look like without ever taking an opportunity to observe who that person actually is, you're doing yourself a disservice.
There it is. I
Right.
completely
You know,
agree.
on
Hold on,
touching
real quick. Let me get this other lady in before we keep talking because she's backstage and Benita has something to say. And so keep that
Well,
thought,
just
Katie.
do your thing.
Yeah, but I can't do it with y'all talking.
Well, we
Here she
can. You
come.
can.
There she come. Is she there? Benita,
Hello.
what's
What up?
going down?
I'm good, but you try to get me on here looking busted. So
Well, we don't see a
I
real picture, so show
improvise.
up. Show up.
That's a representation of me. Trust.
Nah, that's not real. No, we
Yeah,
don't
it
do that.
is.
We do real here. Show
It's
us.
real.
Let's see what you look like.
Nope. Not
Okay,
right now.
so
Fail.
now that we got you on here, Benita, let me ask you this. Um, explain the stigma of what you were saying on how you feel about this is what society says. Like you said, first of all you said love who you want to love, but something about you know what I mean. Don't save all the theatrics. You dig what I'm saying? And what do you mean
Exactly.
by that?
By saying that, I mean as far as take for instance our black men, like they don't need to berate their own race to justify being with a white woman or whoever they choose to be with. That was what I was saying. That was what I
Okay,
was trying to articulate. For me, it makes no never mind who you love. Just don't talk down on black women.
right. So
Yeah,
okay,
that's
now let
fair.
me ask you this about the comment of because black women are too headstrong, etc., etc. Where was you going with that one?
I was taken out of context when I said that. I was replying to Greg's statement about who and why people were saying that or where I've heard that from. Now, I'm going to try to give you a little back history. I lived
Sweet.
in Davenport, Iowa for 30 years.
Right.
Hmm.
It took me moving out of little Iowa to get a bigger understanding of some of the microaggressions that still, I mean, I was shocked that racism was still so prominent,
Oh,
you
And you
know,
down
because
south
I
now,
was
right?
one of those, I was one of those mixed children that were supposed to save the world,
uh,
according to my mother. I was supposed to change
right,
things. I'm a 70s baby, you know,
Right.
and my
right.
mother is Caucasian, you know, and she still has these views of being some hippie and love is love, and you know no one has any consequences or repercussions. Well, I'm the consequence and that repercussion of her being in love and not being able to fully um, prepare me for
Right.
this battlefield of
Right.
racism. It's still prominent,
Okay, so
very
let
much
me ask you this
prominent.
real
Oh,
quick. Because
absolutely.
you know I know you. You dig what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
connected. My niece is your niece. Okay.
Yes.
Right. And so your brother Gary, you know what I mean? He got a baby by Grice. So this is
Mhm.
Terranique's auntie G Nice.
All
I
right.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
okay. So
Okay.
now
I got
where
you.
Benita used to stay at, we used to stay like right down on 7th Street. So, you know, we moved to Davenport, they was like right around the hill. So I kind of got like the backdrop of what you're saying, Benita, because you know, your mom was like a savior. You dig what I'm saying? Your brother is fully black. You dig what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And your mom, Mrs. Jones, she was always that nice lady. She had that title in the neighborhood. And so then you growing up, we coming up the way that people come up in Iowa, where you see like you know mixed people, or we play with black people. Now you are you living down south?
No, 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 no.
Where was you at?
I'm not
Where
a
was you at?
southern.
Where you said? Where was you at? Where
No,
you said you started feeling like the racism was still prominent? Like where was
Arizona.
this at?
Arizona. Actually, it's two
Okay,
different types because we still have a caste system
You in
in
Phoenix?
place. We still have a caste system in place that I still was like, what is going on? And that is why I got out of the South because I promise you they would have lynched me.
You
oh
in Phoenix right now?
I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. Yes,
All
sir.
right. I'll be out there in a couple of weeks. We're gonna have to get together and have a drink.
Sure. I'm sure my dude would love that.
Bring them out. Yeah.
Y'all might
let's
have
get-
some interesting topics
I
because
would love to, especially a fellow Davenport person. Stir it up. Let's connect. My sister is out there, so she's from the quad.
okay.
Yeah, so that'll be great. We'll
yeah.
connect.
That's love.
But I know I'll say when I was in Detroit, it was jarring for me coming from Davenport because I had never seen an area where black people ran everything, right? I
Yes.
worked for a health insurance company where the CEO was a black dude, and that just blew my mind at that point. And that was a shame for me because I was 19 years old, and why am I just seeing this, right? But you cross 8 Mile, it's back to where you what you're used to, right?
Right.
It's an entirely different world. So this little insulated area of where black people run everything, it was just there. So to me, it symbolized what we see typically when we go south. It's the same thing. And
Yeah.
as you say, the caste system, you get that everywhere, right? Any city that you go to, there is definitely going to be the haves and the have-nots, and it doesn't matter necessarily what your ethnicity is. It's a matter of who has the money and who doesn't.
Right.
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think I was so hurt by it because I want us to be so united and so, black power. And so, yes,
Mm,
I had all these dreams and like I got down there and got my feelings crushed because I was like, what? I
Right.
off the strength, we supposed to be sister and brethren.
right.
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 But now let me ask you this since you said that, Benita. Okay. If G Nice got a his wife is white, but G Nice, he said that he have backlash from like people he used to go to high school, like saying, well, you can't say this and you can't say that. I'm gonna ask the whole panel. Can't you be married to somebody like UCG? Can't your husband be a white guy in Christ, but you still can stand for your people and what you love about black issues? Why is it that when people try to stand up for like black issues, then all of a sudden, like you don't get a chance to talk about that because you got a white, you got a white husband or you got a white wife, and so you need to be quiet.
That
How does
doesn't
that
negate
how
the
does that invalidate that? How does that
it
invalidate that?
doesn't negate the experience of being black, if that's
It
what you're
does
Right,
saying.
not.
Yeah, that's what he's going for. I mean, because that's been the experience that I've gotten. It was really weird for me. I wasn't prepared for it mainly because I just thought, all right, people know who I am, right? And they know how I get down, how I move with everything else. I did not think that simple thing that doesn't affect anybody else's lives would throw this whole wrench in how people looked at me about my entire life's experience.
right. Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
can I interject
Go ahead.
for I just have to ask this question to Clay.
Sure. Yeah.
Um in your experience, I mean, as far as like, yeah, you have the experience of growing up black, you have the
Mhm.
experiences of, being a black child and a black man and, coming into your adulthood and my question is this. Do you think that if someone were to ask you about the difference between receiving black love and giving black love, do you think that you would be able to explain the difference?
I think I can explain it pretty much as well.
Somebody TV is too loud. Go ahead, Gina.
Oh, I think I can explain it as much as any of us can. I have been in very deep relationships with black women. I understand how to receive that in a way that I didn't necessarily get growing up. In a way I didn't have it when it was closest to me, if that makes sense to you. I got it from like my grandparent, my grandmother, my
Got it.
aunts, and everything like that. But it wasn't that prevalent in the area, and that does not change how I felt. I ton of women in my family that are black women that I hold in high regard for how they've dealt with me, how they've dealt with other family members, and help give us guidance on that. I know how to receive it and I know how to give it as well. But I don't think that holds any relevance into what stuck with me in this particular thing. Nobody will discuss these same people that get mad. They understand that my only blood child is with a biracial woman.
Right.
So it's not like that. I mean, and there me, that was never I went through high school, I would not deal with white
Ti-
chicks at
Time
all.
out, time out, G Nice. Hey, whoever TV that is, that's gonna bleed into the podcast. So if people go back and watch it like later, they ain't gonna be hearing too much stuff. I want to. for
No,
somebody
but
whoever's dealing with that. But go ahead, G
yeah,
Nice.
no, I was just saying, I never was on that, and to me, this was like one of the hardest things I struggled with in my entire life. Like, what the hell am I getting ready to do? I'm going to get chewed behind it. This is entirely different. But you know what? At the end, you go down and you look at what is it, what makes me happy, right? So, and that's the end of the day, what you need to deal with. You can't listen to the noise. But yeah, I love black people. I mean, I'm
Right.
supposed to. We supposed to. You know,
Right.
I am happy for any win that we have. I am supportive of anything. I participate in all kinds of things. I actually started a whole goddamn organization regarding us trying to go out and get people to, yo, get our, you know, get your knee off our back and do this. So it has nothing to do with me saying, I don't want to do that. No, it just happened that ended up being the one for me. And I'll take that in any way, shape, or form it comes.
Right.
Perfect.
Hmm.
Perfect.
Okay. All right.
That
So let me ask you this, CG. Come from your perspective. Like say for instance, do you catch any slack for the guy that you chose? You know what I mean? And say what y'all going through and stuff like that. Has anybody ever disrespected you or him?
Not as of yet, but we have had those conversations, and I expect him to handle it because you're the man that it doesn't matter about the color.
Right.
But if you're standing beside me and we're together in this thing, I suggest, that hey, you're gonna have to handle that because if someone comes sideways at you, I promise you, I say you better start praying first because I love the Lord, but don't get me wrong, don't I still got a knuck if you buck in my spirit. So the Lord help me, Lord. The Lord have to deal with me on a day-to-day basis to keep me behind the cross, keep me in my corner.
Hey, sis, keep it so 100, man. It's
Because
crazy.
baby, don't come for mine. I don't care nothing about that. But you threatening us. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
So
that's what we're not
on
gonna
both
do.
yeah, on both
Yeah,
ends of the spectrum, we gotta have one another's back. Because
yeah,
if there's any faultiness that can be seen in the midst of that, then boom, something could come in and then here we go
Mhm.
into it at odds, over something as simple. Stand your ground, stand 10 toes, and
right.
and do and
Yeah.
say what we have to do and do what we must. And that's
Now,
just the way I feel about it.
my now my major issue based on what we're discussing here is
Mhm.
my wife's ex-husband. So
Oh.
he's a society dude here. So that really rubs him the wrong way. Country club dude, right? Ooh, so they chewing his ass about that.
Mm.
Like, ooh, she was a black dude now. And he get over there and he like, what I'm saying, he throws stones from a few houses away and everything. And I'm just like,
Right.
come over here, let me see about you. Let's talk about it though. Come closer. Like, yo, I mean, don't get to
Right.
talking all grimy to me from a different distance because I will harm you. And you don't even understand. Like, you don't even know, sir. I will harm you. Just come over here, just a
And
little bit closer. I'm like, you are not prepared for what you're dealing with. I am not one of these dudes from like Pembroke Hill. Like, homie, nah, we ain't gonna do that. What you're not gonna do
Right.
is disrespect my house. I don't know what you used to or what your people told you, but it ain't safe doing that around here.
Right.
So that's been the issue. It's not so much as been on her side. It hasn't been so much as the people she deal with. That has been a problem because he cannot stomach the fact that his money wasn't enough.
Well, let me ask you this, G Nice. What about her parents? How is your relationship with her parents?
I mean, they are solid. Her dad, I've known him forever. Like I said, he was a cardiologist at a group that I used to be network admin at. He's solid. I mean, they're from Canada, so it's a different realm. And I know
Okay.
people will say, yeah, but they don't understand a lot of the racism that we see going on around here. They're from
Okay.
like this remote area in
Okay.
Canada. So
Mhm.
they're just like, we don't see what the big issue is. And,
Mm.
done a lot of work outside the country. Spent a lot of time in Africa, just trying to like serve underserved communities that, there wasn't health care or whatever. They don't, I mean, look at it that way. Her mom will say some sideways shit sometimes, but honestly, I come back at her and she don't even understand though what she said. Like, She won't even respond to my response, but nothing out of the way, right?
Right.
It's just some little naive shit, but not anything disrespectful. Um, so no, they solid. I mean, as solid as you can get. There's always going to be some differences. I know it is new to them. I mean, even though it's
Right.
like what 7 years in, but everybody adapts. I mean, hey, they showed up at my grandmother's funeral, so I respect that.
That's love. Benita, have you ever dated a white guy?
No.
Hey, are you sure? Say it again. I'm not
No.
sure that you were adamant about that enough.
And
And you
so,
know why? You know why I'm adamant about that? Because
uh,
I brushed on earlier my experiences growing up as a biracial child. For the
gotcha.
longest
Yep.
time, I was 5 years old trying to dust the dirt off my skin because I was told I was dirty by my grandparents.
Ugh.
oh wow,
Oh,
yeah,
So
shit.
that has given me a really negative view
I can see
on.
how you would feel that way.
yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, because at 5, you're learning things, and this was my
yeah,
first. This is my these are from people who's supposed to love me,
right,
Right.
unconditionally.
Mm.
yeah,
Truth.
And her excuse was, well, you're not black. Well, what am I?
Right.
mm. Yeah. That's sad. I'm sorry to hear
Right.
that, though.
It's
Yeah,
You
me
it's
know,
so
too. So
Right.
sorry.
Yeah,
it's
because
and
that's
my
yeah.
own, I
That's
had my own
horrible.
cousin telling me, he's Caucasian. I had my own cousin telling me, don't date white men.
okay. So let me just ask you this, because
Yeah.
the way
That's
that you
some.
said
Oh,
no, you didn't just say no, but you just said no. Like, so if a white guy try to holler at you, it's no to him.
It's no. That's
That's
my.
what you're
and
gonna
I.
say. You're gonna say like, no, like.
But you know
Yeah.
what? I
Gonna be
can
And
no.
okay,
understand that.
you at the bar. You at the bar. He come up. He got some swag. He got, you know what I mean. He's cool. You dig what I'm saying? Because you got some white boys out here that's cool. That get fresh fades. And you dig what I'm saying?
No.
Like, but you know what I mean. I'm talking about. Yeah, you see him
But who's
somewhere.
looking for that though?
Right.
No,
They
fam.
don't.
Time out. Listen, time out.
He
What
got
we
a
saying
fade,
is,
so
well,
he the kind
listen,
of white guy I like. Like
listen.
what?
I am trying to say that he looks cool without trying to call him handsome and sound. You dig? I'm
Okay.
just saying. Listen,
Mm.
he
It still
comes
doesn't
into
make
you.
sense.
Listen to me, Mister.
Uh,
Okay. So she's at a bar. He come up
hmm
to you. Hey, how you doing, sweetheart? The seat taken. He grab him a seat, right? So all of a sudden, he checking you out, you by yourself. Say you ain't got no man. He smelled good. He got on some nice cologne. Cool little white dude. Can I buy you a drink? What you gonna
No.
say?
The answer is no.
Well, she already said she has a
But
man though, so
but no, I just said I'm
Yeah.
hypothetically speaking. I'm digging
And
in a what if
the
barrel. So
the
I'm just saying,
answer has
what if
been
he
no.
came at her and he was cool? You know
It's
what I mean?
happened
Little swag.
before. It's
Right.
happened on more than one occasion, and the answer has always been no.
now
So
what I
now
can
here go the
say
next
for her
question
though.
though, G Nice. Remember what we was talking about though? Remember you said this. What if you might be passing up on somebody who might be for you?
It's not my
What if
preference.
Well, the thing I was gonna come to her defense as well on this is that if you have previous trauma in relation to this, that will make you be like, I don't even want to go down that path. So
Exactly.
I can understand that. I can totally get that point of it. But when you get a bunch of people that don't have that, and it's just like, why are you doing it? I mean, what they are not doing something because they're scared of what somebody else will say to them. They're
Can I
two
tell
different
you?
things.
Can I tell you what type of men that I normally are attracted to me? Are
Go,
okay.
attracted to me?
go.
Attracted to me.
Mm.
Um, Lots of basketball, football, athletic types. That I don't really know how to say this, but uh, they're looking for a certain type
You
and
talking about guys that are tall like me, or
athletic guys that
I'm sorry,
uh,
I'm 5'6". I'm joking.
I'm trying not to one put my business all out there, and
Right.
two by like dropping names because there's some stars in there.
No, we don't
Um,
need that.
exactly. But the type of man that's usually is looking for their own preference. And once I open my mouth and they get to talking to me, they understand that I'm not the typical trophy. I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be who you want me to be. Don't push your expectations
Absolutely.
off on me. So it's not really a racial thing for me in that content, but no, I will not still date a white man. I just won't.
Okay, so what
Or
kind of
any,
man do you like? Okay, give me just give what's your type?
She
I
like the
like
man she has.
I like black men.
But we don't even know him. We never seen him. We never met him.
Well,
Who is he? What
still,
do you
what
like?
was
You know what I mean? Who is this fella?
I
You dig
like
what I'm saying?
someone. I like someone that has the right amount of authority.
Mm.
Okay,
Mhm.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
And
Cause somebody on here, this they just saying everyone has
so
a
like a
preference,
security
and
guard
it's
or?
like they like no. Listen, are you checking them out? They
sometimes I
said
might be the
everyone have a
security guard.
preference,
I
You might
know,
and
I'm
I'm
be
trying to.
get
joking.
me into
I'm
some
I'm
joking.
trouble.
You know, I'm just giving you shit. I just have
Yeah,
to.
I know. I know. But I think that every woman needs that. And if you find that, and whoever you find that in is great. I just don't see myself finding that in another race. I just don't. And we're all a
Hey,
human. We're all a human race. Don't get me wrong. We're
right,
all a
right.
human race. But
okay.
for me, it's got to be melanated.
And you
I
know what? Everybody has their reasons. And the thing that I would say about it is, yes, you understand your reasonings. Somebody may not have those same reasons, but you seem to be like a person that would understand everybody's individual choice and
Yes.
whatever makes them happy. And that's where we
I mean,
really need
Katie
to
is the
get to.
same way. Katie feel like all her men has got to be melanated, right,
Well,
Katie?
yeah, I mean,
Is that the truth, Katie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
I
There it
mehere,
is. Then.
Well,
hey, you're,
and here's the biggest thing is I got mixed children.
yeah, that's
I
when
ain't
you,
gonna have just anybody and everybody around my child.
Right.
Right.
And if a white man comes in my direction, I not only have to, how are
that's
we gonna get along? Because it's different, but I gotta look at their family, how they were brought up, because I'm not going to let anybody and everybody hurt my children. My kids have always grown up to know they got the best of both worlds, but this is what you need to know. You know, I've always told them, you research. I said, you ain't going to learn true Black history in these schools.
Mm-mm.
Right.
I
no,
had to research for myself on a lot of the truth.
I
Right.
And
commend you for that. I commend you
I've
for that because my mother did
That's it.
not.
absolutely.
That's
you know,
it,
I've
Benita. Too.
instilled
You
that
dig
with
what I'm saying? I think I like that what you said, Benita. We
I've
Absolutely.
commend her for
instilled
that.
that with my children. I said, always research. Do not go, and that goes with political thing, with who's on the. You have to do like a report card. You have to see what they're for. Go back into their history on what they voted for when they were this and that, and up
Mm-hmm.
till now, you've got to really research. I said, those schools ain't going to teach you everything you need to know.
I know
See,
Mm-mm.
y'all know
Katie,
what's going on down there in Florida.
I like you,
What
Katie.
ain't going on in Florida?
Not me. I ain't going on to Florida.
Florida man is running rampant down there. Florida man
Yeah.
doing all kind of mess
Yeah.
down there.
Well,
Mm.
you know, I just, so my thing is, I can't just have anybody and everybody around my child. So my guard's up with another white man, you know,
Right.
because I would have to research all that because
Mm-hmm.
ain't nobody going to disrespect my children.
You
Okay.
know what?
Mm-hmm.
What I
You
will
know,
say,
you know, I had an instance at Walmart where I had to, you know, she was pretty much, I mean, back then they didn't call them Karens, but
Mm.
she was a Karen,
She was a
you know,
Beckett.
and I dealt with it. I mean, you know, it had to do with me, but it had to do with my children too. You know, we were at Walmart. It was a cashier. She, you know, was with our stuff, like holding it, like she didn't want to hold our stuff.
Like
mm,
And
y'all
you
got
can tell my
terms and
kids are
stuff.
pissed.
like,
And at first
Yeah.
I'm thinking, well, maybe she's sick or something, and she just want, you know. But she kept doing that, and then she kept looking at my kids and looking at me, and I said, "Do you have a problem?
Right.
You know, my stuff's not contaminated. I mean, are you trying to say your stuff that you guys sell's bad?"
Right.
Mm.
You know, and she goes,
yeah.
well, I just don't see why you people. I said, whoa, you
Oh,
people,
not the you people.
Uh-oh.
Hmm.
you, I said,
Not
Mm.
you know, and I had a Black family behind me, and the guy acted like he was going to step up. He goes, no, I'm going to see what she says. And, you know, and then she had the audacity to go, she goes, well, all you are is an N lover.
oh,
That
But
ain't
she,
funny,
hey,
but man,
where her
for
teeth?
her to
Where her
say that
teeth
in
though?
Walmart, like in Walmart, like
Where her teeth though? Right now, she still
you
got them.
know, but she changed the N to a W, you know, and then she had the audacity to
Oh,
say N
okay.
baby, you know, and I don't like that word. I don't, anybody, I mean, especially white women, I don't know where they got where they say it with the A, but I just, that word does not utter my mouth.
No.
And I was appalled. I said, you can take your stuff and shove it.
Right.
I said, my kids are the most beautiful kids that you will ever see walk this face of the earth.
Right.
Well, I
They
have
are black. They are black kings and they are black queens.
Come on
Amen to
I
now.
that.
I
There
have
it is.
I have
You know,
done
and I had management and they wanted to give me gift cards and all that. And I said, I don't want none of it. I said, I will not come back to this Walmart
no,
Gift
ever.
make
card.
they ass
You
make
could have
they ass
owned
issue a
Walmart.
Yeah.
right. That's what I said. Make they ass issue you a big check. You need a check from Bentonville, not
Oh
Right.
yeah.
at
Well, no,
Walmart.
I received all these gift cards and stuff, and
No,
I got a whole bunch of them, and I'm just like,
nah.
okay,
No,
All
you
you
right.
want
know,
to talk to people in Bentonville. But
Right.
yeah.
what I was going to say is I've been doing on my part a huge disservice as they would see it to them because I'm taking two little society white girls and introducing them to everything. I'm talking about they like Jodeci, grits, frying chicken, cleaning up, ironing, washing their own clothes, all these things that he felt like they would never have to do, but they are learning that from me. They're learning from me how to be um, efficient adults,
Mhm.
and that's what I bring to the table. They're not going to be out here being a burden on somebody else.
Amen to that. I
Mhm.
love that. I love that. Now
Mhm.
listen to this. Since we over the hour mark, this one thing I want to do real quick, G Nice, before me and you wrap it up. Benita, since we spoke on the issue and you gave your opinion, give me like one thing that you would your advice or what would you say when it comes to interracial dating? Just leave us with something. I'm just trying to get a
Love
goodbye
who
statement
you love without all the theatrics.
without all the theatrics. It
And
is what it is.
see, and
And
that's what we needed you to get in here so I can get some context into what you were saying. I
and
completely agree with everything
you're
you
right.
said.
And then the next
Seriously.
time that you feel like, I don't know what it is that you got to do, if you got to do your hair or what, come on back. You dig what I'm saying? Come on back. You know what I mean? For real, for real.
Real talk.
Come on, because man, listen, we've been doing this since the '80s, man. Come on back. For real, for real.
Hey, to be fair, I
Oh, there
I
there it
basically
is
Beautiful.
then.
She's
Pull up then. What is you
beautiful.
talking about?
what? She pulled
Look
Man,
at
up.
man,
you.
stop
What
playing.
up?
I didn't
See?
know. You the one talking about I'm looking busted. I
I
didn't know
am
what you had
looking
to do.
busted. I just got off a 10-hour shift. I'm looking busted.
Okay.
Whatever.
You're
All right.
beautiful.
Yep. All right. But
Come
listen, I
on now.
appreciate you, Benita. Appreciate you,
Yeah,
appreciate your insight. And that's all we saying, man. We need y'all to pull up because me and G Nice can give you our perspective, but we need the ladies in the house. So thank you.
absolutely.
She said, love who you love without all the theatrics. We're gonna holler at you in a minute, Benita. Peace. God bless. All right.
Thank
Okay.
you all.
CG. I know you got the knowledge. Give me something.
I would definitely say this. I'm going to agree with Katie here. Do your research. Know what you're getting into. Know who that person is for who they are, regardless of color. And I would say band together as a people, because if we can cut off the root of this stuff from being put into the next generation, into the generations that are there, to get it
They
pushed
won't
out,
see it.
I believe we can push and make change
Yeah.
together as a people. Now I'm saying us as Black Americans, yeah, I believe that we need to stand together a lot more on some things, but I believe it's going to take a lot of education on some things, especially with I call it modern day genocide, because in my area, I don't know about you guys area, we see a lot of them take one another out. I mean, we have so many funerals with young Black men. I
Oh,
think the
absolutely.
cemeteries and the jails and the prisons are getting even fuller. And now
Hmm.
you see a lot of young ladies that are having babies, and it's boys. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like replenishing.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I'm saying let's band together, get rid of this stigma in society. We all gonna bleed red, and when we all go, it's not going to matter what color that we are.
There it is.
Let's get over. Let's get it together.
Okay. Hey, listen, I
Well,
love you, sis. You
I
know
love
what
you
I'm
too,
saying?
bro.
We definitely gonna bump heads in August. I will definitely be down there for that. And so,
Yes,
man, listen,
sir.
anytime, man, anytime you want to pull up, you always welcome here. You know what I
Got
you
you.
mean?
the best. Always
Love.
welcome for
All
sure.
right. Now come on. Katie Mack, it's your turn. Tell us something so we can go ahead and put a close to it. What you got?
I think the biggest thing is just the education. Just like CG just said, but not only that, but to have compassion for each other, white, black. As a white woman, dating a black man, I should be able to stand up with the black man and the black woman against, issues within the community. Not only because I have mixed kids, but because I choose to, be with a black man. So, back in the day with like Trayvon Martin, I don't know if you guys were around the QC there. I rounded up a march for Trayvon Martin and Michael
Right.
Brown and some prayer vigils, within the Quad Cities.
Right.
Um, and so it's being able to stand up for the what's right,
Right.
whether it's against your own. I have no problem with saying that my own race has done some not so good things to black people. There's wonderful
Horrible.
white people all over the like myself, but I don't have any problem to listen to the hard truth and agree with it and stand up for what's right. And I
There it
just
is.
think, do more of that than, we got to understand each other when we're intermixing.
I
If we
There it
don't
is.
understand each other, then, it's going to go nowhere.
I think also, I mean, I think the rise of genetic testing and genealogy is going to force people to have to deal with something. I look at my 23andMe, and it spans everywhere, in
There it is.
Ireland and in England, and in
And I know
places
my
like that.
granddaddy, his dad was German. You dig what
Yeah,
I'm
so
saying?
people gonna have to
You see what I'm
accept it.
saying?
You can't
Yeah.
run from it longer. When people start popping up on other people's 23andMe, you have to accept that, hey, you got some black people in your lineage, and you need to
Oh,
figure out.
yeah.
You need to go
I
do the
think,
hard work and
in
figure
general,
out
everyone
why.
does. It's just them actually
Right.
accepting it,
Okay.
in general, and some
I
people
told yeah.
sadly will never accept it, but
All right.
I told Bear a while ago. So on my ancestry, I was able pulled a bunch of people together and got in touch with some people. My on my dad's side, his grandmother was basically raped by a slave owner down there, right? So I actually talk now to the great granddaughter. And it's really weird, right? Having that conversation. And they're like, you know what? We don't condone anything that they did. We are against it. They're like trying to hold like joint family reunions. But that's what acceptance is. That's what
Hmm.
moves. And that's how people, I think that's what's going to be the difference is when people
yeah.
start realizing it's closer to home than they think it is.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
listen to this, Katie. I don't know if you can read the message, but CG is saying inbox her after the show. He says she got something that she didn't get to say to us as women on the panel. But listen, we appreciate you, man. Y'all can pull up
For
anytime.
sure.
CG
Well,
is always on
anytime
here.
you want me on, just let me know. Like I
Now
said,
you know
I'm
what to do.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate you. Salute to you too,
Yeah,
Katie.
for sure.
God bless.
Thank you,
All right.
Katie.
Yeah, man. So I mean, there it is. You dig what I'm saying? And I like that we got a chance to get Benita on here, so then that way she can kind of, what I
Hmm.
mean, say her thing and say
No,
her
she's
part,
great.
man.
I,
Yeah.
I I deal with her. She's great. We need to
Hmm.
have her on more often. It's
Yeah.
definitely always welcome. So
And any more ladies now that y'all seeing
yeah,
this happening?
anybody,
Right.
come on and get
Right.
on. We welcome the opinions. Any insight because we can't be the end all be all
Hey
because
man, let me
we
ask you a question real quick. If
what
you
up?
could make a holiday, what kind of holiday would you create?
What kind of holiday? I would create Paint a Brick Day.
What? What is that? Paint a brick? What you gonna do to it?
You just paint it.
Oh man.
So you just
Listen.
go around painting random bricks in places you see. You just paint it whatever color you want to, and that's how you have made your mark. I'm
I
just saying,
wish
it's
like
something to
well,
think
you
about.
know what? I wouldn't even make a holiday. You know what I would like to do? I would like for it to be official nap time. Like parts of the day, everybody in the world just gotta take a nap. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be
Wait,
different shifts. Like you gotta shut down at this time.
you
So
mean
then,
like siesta?
hey, I don't know, but
Hey, in Spain, that's what they do. You can't get
listen,
anything to eat. You
cut it.
can't get nothing to eat. And I was not used to that because I'm like, we used to like being able to get food all the time. And they dinner ain't till late at night. So,
Oh man.
about after 11 o'clock, you show to about like 4. Like ain't nobody doing nothing. And you just like,
Right.
wait, I mean, Subway closed, right? You can't get a sandwich. And
Right.
so
That's
yeah, so
crazy.
that already exists. Just the
Yeah, I wish we could
simple.
do it over here.
But
I wish
no,
we
the
could do it over
United
here.
States will never do that because this is a goddamn, yeah, assembly line of people. Nobody gets to have any fun.
Okay. I see you, JB. I want you to do the Bible study with me like next week. Listen, man. I got some people that's jumping on my line that's outside trying to get a haircut, and so just got to get this off my
Oh my God, man. Are you seriously? Hey man, the fucks with it though.
chest. Hey,
The fucks with
hey, hey, hey. It just makes you just
I mean, it makes you do that. Ah,
hey, like you should be in the club by yourself in the corner.
like, ooh. Mm.
And they like, what's wrong with him?
Yes. Oh, I feel it. I feel it. See
Hey,
now, man, that's in my
G
damn
Nice,
head.
you know what you got to do?
What?
You got to find out who is the art. You got to get the original, get the full song. He's got a full song. I can't find him.
Man,
You
send me the
dig what I'm saying?
information, man. You know that's
All right,
what
I
I
got to
do
send
all
you the
day. I'll
information.
find it. I'll find the information.
Listen, we're gonna get the full song. We
Hey,
promoting, buddy. Are we pumping
hey,
him
we
all
gonna
summer?
promote him. Hey, we gonna try to see. So I want you to look up this dude, Tonetta.
Tonetta.
Yeah, he's a Canadian dude. We were trying to get him to do our reunion. Yeah, it's pretty disturbing. Uh,
Hey, okay. I'm gonna check him out. I'm gonna send you his information. We're gonna try to figure
we,
this fella
we'll
out.
we'll exchange it. All
All
right.
right.
Hey,
Listen,
thank you,
I love
everyone.
you. G Nice don't. You
Do
dig what
not.
I'm saying? Do
Nothing's
not love,
changed.
man. Okay. Well,
All right.
listen. I'll be back tomorrow with love versus hate, and then Memorial week is coming up, man. So I don't know. I
I'll be
might do
around.
something.
I'm out that next week though. I'm in Phoenix, so
Okay, I might get local los. You dig what I'm saying? Or we might just
yeah,
take a break. You
yeah.
dig what I'm saying? We'll figure it out. All right. Peace.